Hello and welcome to Straight Talk. I'm Aisha Subarkat. What was once a lucrative trade relationship worth billions of dollars has all but dried up. Turkish products, which were once prized in Saudi Arabia, hit a record low in March. A 93% drop from the previous year meant that only $19 million in Turkish exports made it to Saudi consumers. The unofficial boycott by Saudi businesses and retailers against Turkey started last year amid a series of diplomatic spats between the two countries. After witnessing steep declines across multiple sectors for several months, Turkey raised the issue at a recent World Trade Organization meeting in Geneva. But it's still not clear how long a resolution will take. Relations between Turkey and Saudi Arabia have been strained for several years over a series of diplomatic disputes. But the recent end of the Qatar blockade created an opening which both countries have welcomed. So, is this unofficial trade war here to stay, or can a resolution be found to restore what was once a prosperous relationship? And to answer that, from Istanbul, I'm joined by Vehbi Baysan. He is a political analyst and an assistant professor at Ibn Haldun University. And from Washington, D.C., Giorgio Cafiero. He is the CEO at Gulf State Analytics. Gentlemen, welcome to Straight Talk. It's good to have you on the program. So, Giorgio, could you walk us through the status of two-country relations and where do they stand now?
Well, it's no secret that in the post-Arab Spring period, there's quite a bit of tension between Saudi Arabia and Turkey. There's definitely a rivalry between these two countries, and Ankara and Riyadh have been on opposing sides of many conflicts throughout the Middle East and North Africa. However, what we began to see last year and what has continued this year are efforts on the part of both the Turkish and Saudi governments to improve diplomatic relations. We can certainly get into why that's the case, but there's definitely a desire on the part of Turkey and Saudi Arabia to improve bilateral relations. However, what we are seeing is the fact that the unofficial Saudi boycott of Turkey has had a big economic impact.
Yes.
And as the diplomatic relations between these two countries improve, this issue of the unofficial boycott is going to be one of the difficult issues that the two countries are going to have to work through as they try to put the relationship on a better track moving forward.
So, maybe how has Qatar's reconciliation with the GCC impacted and added actually impetus to Turkey's relations with regional countries, especially with Saudi Arabia?
Actually, even before Arab Spring, we should say that Saudi Arabia and Turkey were two leading actors in the region in terms of economic development. And of course, it was a great market for Turkish companies because Turkish products were daily traveling in the region. I remember in Amman seeing daily yogurt because it was all facilitated and eased the borders, etc. But with the Arab Spring, and especially with the Khashoggi case, it seems it really deteriorated. But the good sign is that in the last year or so, we see that prominent Saudi investors coming to Turkey, especially in the eastern part of Turkey. For example, in Erzurum, they are investing for animal products, etc. So these are good signs. It seems it is now, even including with the Gulf states, at the diplomatic arena, it is getting better and improving. So I think it needs a bit of a push to, despite the disagreement for
Yes.
regional politics, there is a desire to cooperate more and actually invest more.
So, Georgia, what are the possible ways to overcome this rift? Could the current rifts, for example, be overcome by defense sales?
Yes, that is definitely a possibility, in my opinion. As we've seen throughout conflict in Syria, Libya, also the Karabakh War of 2020, there's no denying the fact that Turkey is a drone power in the Middle East and a drone power in the world. And the Saudi interest in Turkish drones, I think is really important, and that could possibly sort of make up for some of the economic pain which has resulted from the unofficial Saudi boycott. But to answer your question, what can be done to sort of move past these issues? Yeah, as you ask and as you suggest, cooperation and sales in the defense sector could contribute to that. But I think there's going to have to be real frank discussions between Saudi and Turkish officials, and there is going to have to be some dialogue in order to resolve these issues through constructive talks.
So, Vehbi, why would Turkey sell defense systems to almost a hostile country whose involvement in Yemen, Libya, Syria, and unwarranted boycott of Turkish products drew harsh criticism from Ankara?
Well, as I said, the countries often disagree on policies, regional policies, but they meet, their interests meet in certain different areas. Now we have a new era in the Middle East, especially last August, the UAE signed an agreement with Israel. And, Saudi Arabia did not sign, but you can see that they are supporting it. And we can assume in the near future, they will be also signing that agreement. Now, Turkey is a regional actor. Now, defense sector is growing more and more. But at the same time, these two countries can build peace in the region. I know there are criticisms about that, but if these arms sales actually can be used for establishing and securing peace in the Middle East, that would be ideal. Obviously, no one can what's going on in Yemen support internationally. And also, it seems that there is an crisis there in Yemeni territories. So, therefore, I don't see any reason. I mean, Saudi Arabia supplementing their arms and other ammunition, whatever the heavy weaponry from Turkey. It seems international market works this way as well. We see it when their dealings with the U.S., the same thing, and European Union as well.
Yeah,
so I think Turkey in that regard is not doing something so different.
So it would be more of a transactional relation, as I see. So, Georgia, there has recently been a contact between President Erdogan and King Salman. Is MBS taking the back seat and to have his father, the king, to bridge differences with Turkey?
I definitely think there is something to that in the picture. We all know that President Erdogan and the King of Saudi Arabia have a very respectful relationship. And even at times when tensions rose between Ankara and Riyadh, the relationship between President Erdogan and King Salman was always a good one. However, we have to, of course, consider the future when King Salman will no longer be on the throne. And we have every reason to assume that the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman, who is not exactly on the best terms with the Saudi government, when he, is not on the best terms with the Turkish government, when he becomes the next ruler of Saudi Arabia, that is going to definitely create some challenges for the relationship between Turkey and Saudi Arabia.
So, Vehbi, how has the Biden administration's policies started changing the political outlook in the region, and what's in it for the U.S. to see Turkey and Saudi Arabia get along?
Well, U.S. Under Trump administration sort of refrained from fully and directly involving this. Remember that Trump was asking, where did this $8 trillion money we gave to Iraq, where did it go? I mean, we still have a failed state there. So this was a criticism. So it seems Biden, in being very carefully establishing their policy in the region, at least for a year or so, they don't want to see any conflict. So I think they welcome any close ties, relations with between Turkey and Saudi Arabia. But having said that, as the colleague mentioned here, after King Salman's departure and if the MBS takes over what happened, yes, there are doubts and there are challenges. Having said that, I personally think that Mohammed bin Salman is a pragmatic person. And once he is on the, let's say, a steering wheel, he will, do the necessary steps and establish better relations with Turkey. Of course, this is just my hopeful or wishful thinking about the region, but the key actor will be Biden administration. Biden administration's problem currently is that their Middle East expert or the policy makers seems to be working behind scenes, and we don't know what direction they're going to take. For example, with Iran, there are signs they will have better relations, but we will wait and see.
So, Giorgio, where does trust between the two countries need to be reestablished most?
Well, first of all, let me say that the Al-Ula Accord from January is very positive and bodes well for the future of relations between Turkey and Saudi Arabia. The support that Ankara gave to Doha when the Saudi and Emirati-led blockade was going on contributed quite a bit to the tensions between Turkey and the blockading countries. Now that that issue is resolved, there's real opportunity to improve ties between Ankara and Riyadh. But to answer your question, where what is the area that needs to improve relations most? There still are quite a number of files in the region where they disagree. We got Libya, we have Horn of Africa, arguably Yemen has become a little bit of a source of tension between Turkey and Saudi Arabia. I also think different interests in Syria could also fuel some continued friction between the two countries. So there's definitely a whole host of issues that are complicated, are very sensitive, and will require more dialogue between the Turkish and Saudi leadership.
All right, gentlemen, unfortunately, we're out of time. Thank you very much for joining us on Straight Talk. Nearly every year, 5 countries from the Turkic-speaking world meet to use their shared history to promote a sense of unity in the present. Established in 2009, the Turkic Council comprises Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkey, and Uzbekistan. Their goal? To advance cooperation in every field from security, trade, energy, and tourism. But this year's summit, which was held virtually due to the ongoing pandemic, pushed security as a major focus. All members supported Azerbaijan's recent victory in the conflict over Nagorno-Karabakh. The group also proclaimed the ancient Kazakh city of Turkestan as the spiritual capital of the Turkic world. Just over a decade old, the Turkic Council has grown in importance as threats of terrorism and conflict continue to rise across Central Asia. The region's rich natural resources and its strategic position between Europe and Asia has also made it a key route for pipelines and trade networks. So what other ambitions does the Turkic Council hold, and how will it achieve these goals? And to discuss that, joining me from Turkestan, Kazakhstan, is Cengiz Tomar. He is the rector at Akhmet Yassawi University. And from Baku, Javid Veliyev. He is the head of the Foreign Policy Department at the Center of Analysis of International Relations, a political think tank that focuses heavily on the Caspian region. Gentlemen, welcome to Straight Talk. It's good to have you on the program. Cengiz, how has Azerbaijan's liberation of Nagorno-Karabakh changed the balance of power in the region, as well as propelled Turkey's presence there?
Actually, yes. I live right now in Kazakhstan in Central Asia. Especially Turkey's support for Azerbaijan in Karabakh resonated here, and the issue on other Turkish republics support Azerbaijan, like Turkey, was raised. In the people, they were talking about that. Also, there was a motto between Turkey and Azerbaijan: one nation, two states. And right now they are saying one nation, six states in Central Asia. This is really significant development for future of Turkic world, I think. And also, you know that a week ago we had an online summit, Turkish Council.
Yes.
It was wonderful and about Turkestan and the future of Turkic world. And also in the end of the year, and Turkish Council will summit, another summit in Turkey will be held in Istanbul. These are very important issues for Turkic world.
We're going to touch on the Turkic Council as well. But Javed, what's next for Turkey-Azerbaijan's relations? And in your opinion, what kind of opportunities did this Karabakh victory provide for the region?
Okay, as you know that as a result of 44 days, Azerbaijan liberated its territories from the occupation of Armenia, and Azerbaijan got many strong political support from Turkey, unconditional support from the Turkey. So now the Turkish companies, now it's a turn of reconstruction of Azerbaijan liberated territories, because during the occupation period, Armenia destroyed all the construction in these occupied territories. Now Turkish companies take active role for the reconstructing of liberated territories of Azerbaijan, and also Azerbaijan government supports this companies' activities in this region because Turkey supports Azerbaijan unconditionally. On the other hand, the president of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, during the last Turkish Council summit, invited all other Turkish republics companies to take active role for the reconstruction of Azerbaijan liberated territories. On the other hand, I think that liberation of Azerbaijan territories created new opportunity for the regional cooperation in the South Caucasus region and in Central Asia also. The most important issue, I think, that it's a regional transportation networks that President Ilham Aliyev called it Zengezur corridor, which was also mentioned in the 10th November declaration that's signed between Azerbaijan, Armenia, and Russia. And a cooperation mechanism was established at the level of deputy prime minister of three countries. And on the other hand, there's a suggestion of regional platform that includes all regional states. I think this platform will create opportunities for the diplomatic solution of the regional problems.
Yeah, so Cengiz, you just briefly mentioned the Turkic Council. We know that it has recently convened and participants agreed on revitalizing the organization through further cooperation. Where does this council stand? Will it evolve into a more functional or an influential organization?
Yes, I think so. In the end of the year, I think they will change the name, some Turkish State Union or some Turkish State Council, and also a lot of new decisions taken in the summit, and this is very good. And also, I'm right now in the region, I see these developments, especially transition of the Latin alphabet. You know, from Kyril alphabet to Latin alphabet. It is very important momentum for Turkic world to understand each other, especially Uzbekistan in particular. You know, before 4 or 5 years, there was no good relations between Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, and Turkey. And right now, Uzbekistan in the field, and especially in the field of education and in the field of other organizations such as Turksoy, Turkpa, and also a lot of Turkish agencies here, TİKA and Yunus Emre and others, and also universities. And these cooperation are getting better and better, especially between Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan, and Turkey. These were the 4 pivot countries.
All right, so Ajay, can the group expand to include more members in the future? And why do you think that Turkmenistan has been dragging its feet to officially join the Turkic Council? What's their concern?
Of course, we know that last year in December, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan invited Turkmenistan to join the Turkic Council. As we know that Turkmenistan is all Turkic countries that is not a member of the Turkic Council. In 2019, Uzbekistan became the member of the Turkic Council. I observe that Turkmenistan want to be firstly observer state, observer member of the Turkic Council, then maybe a full membership will occur for the Turkic Council.
Yeah. So how has
I hope that in Turkey, during the Turkey summit, Turkmenistan will be minimum the observer of the Turkic Council.
All right. So, Cengiz, how has Turkey's position as a middle corridor country within the Belt and Road initiative affected its relations with China and possibly raised some concerns in Russia?
Yes, indeed. Both of them, they don't like it, especially Russia, as you know, has deep roots and long history in Central Asia and sees it as its hinterland. And Turkey right now is serious rival with its economic, cultural, and historical ties with the region. But at the same time, Russia and Turkey are cooperating in many issues,
yes,
such as tourism, trade, arms, S-400, nuclear plants, Syria and Libya. And also, Russia wants Turkey to be with Russia and Eurasia or China because of the Turkish NATO relations or Turkish Western relations in general. Also, Russian deputies, parliament members speak loudly sometimes against Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan and their relations with Turkey. And this is, very important. And also, they are against language influence of Turkish,
yes,
Turkic people and changing alphabet process about ethnic Russians in that countries. Yeah. But they cannot target Turkey directly due to bilateral relations between Turkey and Russia. But as for China as well, maybe not very happy with Turkey relations, but at the same time, win-win
yes,
situation for China due to Turkic corridor, and they can use their railways. This is an opportunity for China's
yes,
goods to reach Europe easily.
So, Jared, can we say a new geopolitical struggle has started? And what are the challenges Ankara likely to face for re-engaging in the region?
So, I think we don't witness anymore an aggressive reaction of other regional actors against the Turkish existence in the Central Asia. Of course, it doesn't mean that it is the end of geopolitical competition in the region among the big powers. But I think that 44 days war affected positively Turkish relations with Central Asia. And we have witnessed intensification of bilateral visits between Turkey, Azerbaijan, and Central Asia. All these visits, there are a lot of important issues on the agenda of this visit. Especially, I would like to emphasize the visit of Minister of Foreign Affairs of Mevlut Çavuşoğlu and Hulusi Akar. Generally, Turkey contributed to intensify political relations amongst its countries. Mediation is also included here. For example, last year, Azerbaijan and Turkmenistan signed an agreement on Tosluk natural gas field. That agreement resolves the problem that goes 25 years back. And also, I want to mention the Uzbekistan-Kyrgyzstan agreement on border issue. It is yes, also a problem. I think that Turkish existence in the region helps contribute to solve the problem and to engage more each other, these countries.
So, Cengiz, how has Turkey's Asia Anew initiative launched in 2019 has played out so far? And how could Ankara prompt Central Asia states' desire to diversify their foreign relations, let's say maybe away from Moscow and Beijing?
Yes, up to now it's very good. As Professor mentioned from Azerbaijan, a lot of relations between Turkey and Turkic countries and started Mevlut Çavuşoğlu visits these countries and also Hulusi Akar and also Kazakh counterparts, Kazakh ministers visited Turkey, and it's good and a lot of signed agreement between these countries. But also this is opportunity for Central Asian Turkic states, this corridor, because these Central Asian states between two imperial powers, one is Russia and China, and there is no escape from them. Other the Turkic corridor and the relations between Turkey and Turkic countries. And this is good opportunity for them to get rid of China's and Russia's oppression, especially and economically. I think why I see that near future better relations, and we will see, and higher trade volumes between Turkey and Turkic states due to these necessities for them.
All right, gentlemen, unfortunately, we'll have to leave it here. Thank you very much for joining us on Straight Talk. And that's all for this edition of Straight Talk with me, Ayşe Süberkaş. If you've got any comments, follow us and tweet us at Straight Talk TRT. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until next time, take care and goodbye.